In today's video, we're going to take a look at our September 2023 housing market update for Cedar City, Utah. We're going to take a deep dive into the housing market trends and conditions both nationally as well as in Cedar City so that you can see how those compare. All right, let's get to it. If this is your first time to this channel, we talk about everything there is to know about living in Cedar City, Utah and the surrounding areas, really all of southern Utah. My name is Elizabeth Prisbrey. I'm with Stratum Real Estate Group. If you are looking to buy, sell, or invest here in southern Utah, I would love to help you out with that. You can find my information up here in the corner or down below in the description. Please don't hesitate to reach out. All right, let's take a look at our September housing market update. It actually goes through the end of August 2023, but it is September, so it technically is our September 2023 housing market update. All right, I have jumped into some slides. I'm a visual learner. It helps me to see it, so I thought it might help you as well. The first thing I wanted to look at is months inventory of home sales on a national level. So this is from 2011 to today. You'll notice here, and it's probably small on your screen, but right down here where my mouse is, this is January 2022. Remember, if you've been watching me for a while, a balanced market is about 6 months inventory, meaning both sellers and buyers have negotiating power. Anything less than that 6 months tends to lean towards the seller's negotiating power, and anything above that 6 months inventory tends to go towards the buyer's negotiating power. You can see here in January 2022, we had a very low months inventory nationally, and it's pretty comparative to what it was here in Cedar City as well. And so the sellers really had a lot of negotiating power, which drove up our housing market nationally as well as in Cedar City. Around that time, interest rates started increasing, which means homes started sitting on the market a little bit longer, which gave us a larger supply of months inventory. However, if you take a look at it from January 2022 until now, January 2023, nationally, we are still below that 3.5 months inventory. Up here where my mouse is near the 6 months, we haven't seen that since January 2012 on a national level. So we've been in a seller's market for quite some time now. Now I jumped us into a different slide just because it's a little bit easier for us to see. This one goes back to January 2019. Again, we are still looking at nationally where we have been. Right here where it dips on the 1.9, 2.0, this is January 21, February 21. We really started seeing an increase in housing prices then. And then again over here in the beginning of 2022, our month's inventory went down again. This is important because remember, if it is below that 6 month supply, it is considered a seller's market, meaning those sellers have negotiating power, which drives up our home prices, and we see a lot of multiple offers coming in, and it's more difficult as a buyer to purchase the home that you want. Now let's take a look at it compared to Cedar City. This has been our month's supply in Cedar City for the last 6 years. You can see even in 2018, we were just under a 4 month supply. Still a seller's market, not quite as bad as it starts getting down to 2021. 2021 was really our seller's market. By August of 2022, though, things were starting to correct here. Interest rates were getting pretty high by August. They were right around between 5.5% to 6%. So they had almost doubled within that time period from August to August. And we started seeing that affect our housing market, which is essentially what the Fed has been trying to do, is correct us. So the month's supply here in Cedar City, we have been in a seller's market for at least the last 6 years. Right here in 2020 and 2021, it dipped really pretty low. And so that did affect our housing market here in Cedar City, and home prices went up, making it more difficult for buyers to find the home that they wanted at the price point that they needed. Now, we ended out August 2023 at a 3.45 month supply. So we are hanging around between 3 and 4 months supply, which has corrected to pre-pandemic. So we're looking pretty stable here in our Cedar City market. Now, as far as how long a home is sitting on the market once listed, I have here our median days on market. Remember, median is right in the middle. So there are some homes that are selling faster. There are some homes that are taking longer to sell. However, the median days on market, we can see here, has really been between 50 and 81 days over the last 6 years. Before the pandemic, we were looking at 62 days in 2018, 79 days in 2019. Then we dropped down to 53 days in 2021. 2022, when our interest rates started going back up, everyone started getting scared. Everyone was pausing, waiting to see what would happen. We were up to 81 days on market. Now, 2023, we're back down to 59 days, which is pretty comparable to 63, 62. It's right there close to those. That's roughly 2 months a home is sitting on the market. Now, my thoughts are people are adjusting to the interest rates, realizing that, hey, these are here to stay. Even if they go down, we're not going to see the interest rates that we had 2 years ago. Probably not for a while anyway. I would love to see those again, but I don't think we're going to see those anytime in the next few years. So this is indicative to me that people are getting used to where our interest rates are at, and they are moving forward with the home buying process. Now, before I jump into our price, I wanted to take a look at where home prices are year over year right now, sales price of existing homes by region. So for example, in the Northeast and Midwest, their home prices aren't really being hit like they are in the South and in the West. So in the South, it shows a decrease of 1.2%. In the West, there's going to be a median decrease of about 3.4%. I wanted to show that to you. That is what I've been seeing. Markets are still looking pretty good in the Northeast and Midwest. However, in the South and the West, where Cedar City is, we are seeing a little bit of decrease in our price. So here's a look at the Cedar City median sales price from 2018 to 2023. Over here on the right side, I have shown the increase in green and the decrease in red. Now this is year over year, August to August. So we're comparing August 2018 to August 2019 to August 2021 and so on. So each August we've had an increase. 2018, or actually this 5.7% was from 2017 to 2018. Then from 2018 to 2019, there was about 6.7% increase in our median sales price. Then we went up 12% increase, 21% increase, and even in 2022, when interest rates were going so high and people were still starting to get nervous, we had an increase of about 10% there. Now, this year in August, we finished with a decrease of about 5.5%. So last August, we were almost at $355,000 for a median sales price. This August, our median sales price was right around $335,000. Now, that's important to bring up because we are finally starting to see things adjust from those rate hikes. So that is essentially good news for buyers because you're starting to see things level out, start to correct, and you can go in and start taking a look at homes that might be a little bit more affordable for you and your price range. Now for sellers, you can see from August 2020 to August 2023, you still have an increase of 27.5% in appreciation over that time period, which means you still have equity in your home. So should you need to sell based on if you need to relocate or maybe you want to downsize, you are still going to walk away with some equity if you purchased your home before 2022. And I say 2022 instead of 2021 because look, we still had a 10% increase from 2021 to 2022. Now, obviously, if you bought in the last year, it's not going to be beneficial for you. You are going to lose some equity. So I would recommend hang tight, wait until things correct, and then you can sell when it makes sense for you. Now, before I move on to something else, I want to take a look at average sales price compared to median sales price. I don't go over the average sales price a whole lot. I usually focus on the median sales price because it's right in the middle, meaning half the homes are less than it and half the homes are more than it. I wanted to take a look at average sales price just to give you a comparison. You can see in each of these years, the average sales price in Cedar City is going to be higher than the median sales price. And that's indicative of each year. If you take a look at these, 2020 is higher, 2021 is higher, 2022 is higher, 2023 is higher. Now the reason this is you might have a ton of homes listed at or near that median sales price, but then let's say you have a home that is 1.2 million on the market that sells and you take the average, of course it's going to drive up your average sales price. The other thing that I want to know is our median sales price right now in Cedar City, that's indicative of most townhomes here in Cedar City. So any single family homes, you're looking at above this median sales price. I wanted to make sure that I note that because there are some new beautiful townhomes. Most of these homes you see at our median sales price in Cedar City is going to be a townhome, a duplex, a threeplex, a fourplex. That's what you're looking at for those median sales price, and that's what's been doing well here because it's still in the affordable price point for the majority of our community. However, we have stunning homes that are selling that are up above 400,000, 500,000 into the millions. Any single family home that's on the newer end is going to be at least 450,000 and above. So I wanted to make note of that, of how things are looking in 2023 in our housing market here in Cedar City. Now, of course, we want to go over the forecast. So nationally, year over year, the percent change in price, and this was done in June 2023, was at 1.6%. They forecasted about 4.3% moving forward. So it is forecasted that homes will continue to appreciate. Now I wanted you to take a look at what's been going on in Cedar City just in the year 2023. You can see in the first one here, January 2023, from December 2022 to January 2023, we had about a 1.5% increase. January to February, it was a 14% increase. Then we dipped down in March by 8.4%, then back up in April by 11.3%, then back down in May by 7.5%, and then down a little bit, less than 1% here, then back up by almost 8.5% in July, and then down in August by 14.7%. Now, I know that's back and forth, but I wanted to show you this to show you that the market is fluid, that it is constantly going up and down based on the interest rates and based on traffic periods and when people are coming through. What I really wanted to note though is the comparison from January 2023 to August 2023. Our median sales price decreased by 1.4%. Now if you compare that to this big decrease here in August, this 1.4% doesn't seem that bad. So we're kind of looking at the whole picture. It can fluctuate quite a lot throughout the year, just depending on what type of homes we have on the market and how many buyers are coming into the market at that time. For example, I saw a house sit on the market for months and months and months. I had a buyer come in, they wanted that house, but what do you know, right when they were looking at it, so was somebody else because more buyers were coming to the market at that time point. So that house that sat on the market for months at a specific price point ended up going over list price because there were now two people competing for that property. Now I bring that up because so many people are waiting for more homes to hit the market, or waiting for interest rates to come down, or waiting for the housing market to crash. Well, if everyone's waiting for the same thing, then we're going to find ourselves in the same place we did before, meaning multiple offers on homes driving up the price of the home. Just something to think about. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just saying, you should think about it. Now, it wouldn't be a market update if we didn't talk a little bit about mortgage rates. This is what mortgage rates have looked like from January 2018 to today. This is a 30-year fixed rate. You can see we are still up pretty high. We're actually up over 7% now. This graphic was from mid-July, but interest rates are the highest they have been. Now, we have some August 2023 mortgage rate projections moving forward from some great resources like Fannie Mae, MBA, NAR, and then of course the average are here. These are their predictions moving forward that we will start to see the interest rates come down. Of course, nothing like we saw a year and a half ago, but their projection is that they will start to come down. If we take the average of all three though, I think it's better that we look at the average of the projections from all three. They're saying in Q4 of 2023, we could see it come down, back down to close to 6.25. By Q1 in 2024, even closer to that 6% mark, but Q3 2024, so about a year out from now, we could see it getting back into the 5s. Again, these are just projections, but these are projections from mortgage companies that are running a lot of mortgages and watching this pretty closely. So take it for what it's worth. Now, this is just a different slide indicating the same thing, basically where mortgage rates have been over the last several years and what they project moving forward, which should take us closer to what we saw in the spring or mid-year in 2022. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about here are lending standards. They are still under control. I know a lot of people are waiting for all of these foreclosures and distressed listings coming on the market, thinking it's going to crash everything. But if you take a look at where the housing bubble was and lending standards back in 2006, the mortgage lending standards are still under control. We're actually looking pretty good. We're not seeing a lot of foreclosures here in Cedar City or distressed properties come on the market. So that's not anything that's driving down our median sales price either. All right, now I know that's a lot of information to take in. Of course, I am doing these monthly and you can get weekly updates here on this channel as well. Of course, if there's something that I missed, you can leave me a comment down below or reach out to me. I'm happy to answer that question. The biggest takeaway here though is if you're a buyer, I'm not going to recommend you buy unless it's right for you, meaning you have money in the bank, you have enough for a down payment, and the monthly payment makes sense to you. So far, the housing market is staying pretty steady here in Cedar City. We're not seeing any huge dips, even though things aren't appreciating as fast as they were. I think that's a good thing. I think it's great that it's stabilizing. But regardless of what the market is doing, you should not go in to buy a home unless you are ready. So if you are thinking that that's something you're going to do, reach out to me. I'm happy to chat with you about this, see if you're in the right place, connect you with a great lender so that we can get you on a plan to move forward and purchase a home. If you are a seller, of course, you should still have plenty of equity on your home here in Cedar City and be able to sell and walk away with some cash without a problem, especially if you bought before 2020 and at least if you bought before 2022. Again, I said this before, if you bought in the last year, you're probably going to want to hang tight and hold on to that house because I know the market will correct, it always does, and you will start to appreciate again and have equity in your home. Now, if you are in a position to buy, don't wait for those interest rates to come down. Do what makes sense for your family because you can always refinance when they come down. Now, of course, you do have to have the equity in the home to do that, but as we are seeing, homes are appreciating and they will appreciate as soon as those interest rates come down because more people will be flooding back to the market. All right, if you'd like more information or you're looking to buy, sell, or invest here in Southern Utah, my name is Elizabeth Prisbrey. I'm with Stratum Real Estate Group. You can find my information up here in the corner or down below in the description. I would love to hear from you. I promise I will respond. All right, until next time, have a wonderful day.